Hello all. Well, today it's 70, 75, in places even higher. Just last week we were having tremendous amounts of rain where a dam was getting ready to break, the biggest on the west coast. But that didn't happen. As usual, it was overblown. The evacuees have gone back, and the threat that never was has left the news scene. But boy, there's sure a lot of other stuff in the news these days, huh? Russiagate, for one. So, how bad is it? If we had a four-way intersection and Earth was in the center, like this, let's go over to the board, and four of the biggest problems that the planet is facing right now was racing towards the intersection, what would that look like? Let's break it down and find out. So if we put environment on top here, war on the left, water on the bottom, and food on the right, what does it look like? What does the environment look like? Let's start at the top. So humans are changing the climate 170 times faster than nature does naturally. This comes from a new study that just came out, showing that humans have underestimated the global climate crisis on us, and it's very close to being too late, and that we just don't have 4 to 8 years to waste. We should be on this now. So let's go back over to the board. Let's see what it looks like. As you can see, this vehicle is floored, and the people are trying to push the accelerator faster and faster. We have new fracking, new oil pipelines going in, more drilling on federal lands, exporting natural gas, which changes half of it into CO2 in the atmosphere. Crazy stuff like that, which is going to even accelerate this problem even more. So let's go over to war. Well, I think this is probably either the second or the first worst. As you can see, it's very close to the environment, where it's getting very close to the center of making a huge impact onto the planet Earth. War will probably be caused by bad leadership, by bad decisions that the people in the countries made when they voted. They did not research the people they voted for, they just went with the crowd that was voting. That's unfortunately how we get into so many of these war problems. We put in leaders who have no clue on how to handle diplomatic procedures and how to become a peaceful nation instead of a war nation like the U.S. What about water? Boy, there's a bad one. We're losing fresh water so quickly. Over 1 billion people on the planet Earth are drinking bad water. That is going up very quickly, and will soon be most people, except for the very, very wealthy, will all be drinking bad water. Again, the leadership is relaxing the rules here in the US and other places on the world because clean water is becoming so difficult to find, and they're having to lower the standards. As you noticed over on the board, yeah, water's getting pretty close to Earth as well. Let's go over to the board how food is doing. That's one of the four crises facing the planet Earth. 963 million people on planet Earth do not get 3 meals a day and are malnourished. That is growing by about 1% per year in most countries. We are overpopulated and becoming more and more populated as it goes, as we can see here. Again, our leadership thinks that we can continuously grow forever on a finite planet. That in itself is insane. We don't seem to handle what is needed. Major change with real progressive candidates. I think it's time now, since the Orange Man's ratings here in the US are now down to 40% and dropping like a rock. So I have one more issue to cover on this video. Every once in a while on my videos, I'll get a commenter who says I must respect the President of the US. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Nowhere on the books of the U.S. law enforcement is there a law that says you must respect the president. Not a bit. No, we live in a free country, and respect must be earned here. If you asked 60% of the people in the U.S. do they have respect for the orange man, they would all say no. How could you have respect for somebody who uses hate to gain power? Respect is earned by kindness and by helping others. Trump's taking away Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and Obamacare. He's replacing it all with a very weak form of Obamacare, higher premiums, higher prices, less coverage. I'm sorry, I don't respect that. The orange man has been in office, 40 days or so? And he's already killed over 40 civilians and babies and children, and it's only been that short a time. He tells people to shut up and sit down and uses lying as his norm, and you expect me to have respect for that? No. So I will never have respect for the orange man until he deserves it. And I personally don't think he'll be in office long enough to get anybody's respect other than the people that use hate for power. Yeah, they respect him because he's a business person, and business is business, and no matter what you do, doesn't matter as long as you make a profit. No, I won't respect anybody for that either. Kindness, that's what I respect, is pure and simple kindness. Look after the people of the U.S. Isn't that what government was for? When did government become a tool for the war industrial complex? So as far as respect for the orange man or anybody in his cabinet, not a chance. All right, guys, I appreciate all the comments in the last videos and the ups and the downs, and I'll put the results of the last poll, whether you thought the U.S. was going to civil war or not, at the very end. And until next time.